the BAFTA Awards. Tourette syndrome, dude.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here.
Apparently, there was somebody with Tourette syndrome. He was there for some movie he was in or something. And in the middle of Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, two of the most high-profile Negroes in Hollywood right now, this Tourette dude, here he is right here. He's white. I'm surprised. Yelled out the N-word and called them a B-word too. Now they, if y'all don't know what Tourette's is, that's when you just involuntarily, so they say, shout out, whatever's on your mind or just profanity. They say it doesn't reflect who the person is. I didn't know we had racist Tourette people. I didn't know this was a thing. You can't tell me how he know the word nigga. How does he even know the word? Who taught him? Who showed him this word? Huh? And how did he know to say the N-word when it was N-words on stage? Huh? They not niggas. They kings. But y'all get my point. How did he know to say the N-word when two black people were on stage? He ain't say the N-word when, I don't know, Paul Thomas Anderson was on stage. He ain't say the N-word when Paul Thomas Anderson was on stage. Huh? He ain't say the N-word to Leo DiCaprio. I don't know if he was there or not, but he ain't say the N-word to no white, Asian, Hispanic people. He waited till he seen some darkies, some Negroes, and then he was like, then he shouted it out. So yeah, man, they could say it's involuntary. It might be involuntary, but he said what was in his heart. Okay, I believe Tourette's is like being drunk. I don't have no facts about this, but I think you just say what's on your heart and mind. He saw black people. He saw niggas. To him, he saw niggas. He said niggas. That's what he said. And he called him the B word. He called him the B word too. It's very unfortunate. Be out there yelling these words out here. But it teaches you a very valuable lesson. No matter how successful you think you are, it's always gonna be somebody that see you as something else.
Celebrate.
Here you go.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
And I don't like the delay on the nigga in the N-word and the B-word. It was like, it's like, I didn't like the delay, it kind of went for the, his timing was impeccable. I don't know if he talked while they were actually talking. I think he kind of waited. Let me see.
We're here to celebrate.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
You see, he waited until there was no more talking for him to slide in that N-word. If it was really involuntary, I think he would have kind of said it while they were in the middle of talking. But he waited. It was like, this is my perfect time to interject, drop that N-word, slide on out, blame it on the Tourette's. I'm like, I guess you could just be racist if you say you have Tourette syndrome. That's what I'm going to start blaming. Anything bad that happens in my life, if I ever get in trouble on a podcast or streaming or anything like that, I'm going to say I was undiagnosed. I have undiagnosed Tourette syndrome, and sometimes I sporadically do racial slurs and whatnot. This was crazy. They handled it as well as anybody could. I mean, That was almost, now if he would have walked on stage, called him the N-word, and then slapped them like Will Smith, I would have lost my mind. I would have threw my whole phone, laptop, TV screen out the window if that would have happened. The BAFTA award. And then I found out that the BAFTA awards, they actually had a delay. And they chose not to edit it out, according to Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club. Allegedly they had an opportunity to edit that out, and they didn't edit that out. They said, we gonna let that stay in. He ain't do that. And they defense, they're like, oh, he has Tourette's. So what? He said the N-word. I say it at the dinner table. I don't know what the people of BAFTA thought, but they thought it was a great idea to leave in the N-word. Okay. So I don't know, man. I haven't been to the BAFTA awards yet, but I can't wait to go there and call everybody every type of slur that I could think of, and then I'm gonna let them know I got Tourette's. Of course it was Tourette's. Around here, I'm Touretting up. You stop acting ready. You acting real Tourette today. That's what I'm gonna say to my wife. Forever, cuss ass out. I'm sorry, my Tourette's was acting up. Oh, that's what I'm gonna tell her when she say something crazy. Yo, Tourette's. That's wild, bruh. Oh, we're so sorry for the N-word out. Let's see what they said about this N-word outburst. So many ass, man. So many ass. Can't even get a full screen because of these ass. Okay, British. Everybody know British people racist, so I've heard. I've never been. The British Academy Film Awards just issued another apology amid the mounting headlines of how they fumbled the handling of a racial slur shouted during the major award show. As we reported, Tourette syndrome activist John Davison. Why they don't say Tourette syndrome activist / racist John Davison? I'm not a racist nigger. I would like for him to apologize about using the N-word, and then in the middle of that still call somebody the N-word. I like to apologize. I promise I'm not a niggers. I don't know how he would do that, but I just want to apologize to all the niggers for calling nigger. So anyways, okay, as reported, Tourette syndrome activist John Davison was heard shouting the N-word during Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo's presentation last night. God, man, so ridiculous. Host Alan Cumming, who hosts the show Traitors. I just watched Traitors last night. Great show. Host Alan Cumming did his best to address the incident, but plenty were still heated about what happened and how it was addressed. Clearly, the Academy felt the heat because the organization just dropped a full-throated apology, saying, in part, we take full responsibility for putting our guests in a very difficult situation, and we apologize to all. We will learn from this and keep inclusion at the core of all we do, maintaining our belief in film and storytelling as a critical conduit for compassion and empathy. See, I know these words. I just ain't never seen them spelt before, and that's what's tricky. Do you understand the amount of pressure I'm in to read this as fast as I can to show y'all that I'm not illiterate? Huh? Do y'all know the pressure I'm in? I gotta read as fast as I can. As they did for the first time, Bafta attempted to explain Tourette syndrome and why the word was unintentionally shouted. Unintentional. We don't know that it was unintentional. We don't know what's in that man's heart. We don't know what's in what's his name? John Davison? We don't know what's in John Davison's heart. We know what came out of his mouth. Usually when people shout, I guess they'd be cuss words, and that's a cuss word, I guess, to white people. I mean, that's a cuss word to everybody, I guess. He could have shouted something else. Why they don't never shout shit like crackers and potato chips? Why it gotta be the N-word and all this weird stuff? As if Bafta attempted to explain Tourette syndrome and why the word was unintentionally shouted, but now we know that Davison left the auditorium and watched the rest of the show elsewhere. I'm sure he did. He watched the rest of the show with a KKK robe on with his friends masked up. I don't know this. I'm just talking. Don't sue me. I'm a comedian. The organization added, we would like to thank him for his dignity and consideration of others on what should have been a night of celebration. You mean dignity? I'm sure every Negro in there looked at him like they was about to beat his ass. That's why he walked out of there. He didn't walk out of there for no dignity and whatnot. I didn't know if I had shit around my mouth. But we want to thank him for being smart enough to leave the room before every black person in the room kicked his shit. Michael B. Jordan is Creed. Let's not forget Michael B. Jordan is Creed. He will box the shit out of this dude. And I heard he 80. We don't care. When you start being racist, we don't care what your age is. As soon as you step over the line of racism, we beat that ass. We don't care if you're 9 or 90. 9 or 90 can get that ass beat when you say the N-word. I don't give a damn how old you are. Lord have mercy.